Mga kapuso, nagsisimula na po ang session sa Senado para po sa pagdinig kaugnay sa kumpirmasyon kay DOJ Secretary Laila De Lima. Pakinggan po natin ito, mga kapuso.
Thank you.
Wala po.
Thank you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. With reference to the request of Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago to invite the Freedom from Debt Coalition, for the information of the members, the distinguished members of the committee, we have invited them. However, they sent us a letter, and Mr. Secretary, can you please read the reply of the Freedom from Debt Coalition?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor. This is a letter dated June 3, 2004, addressed to the Honorable Conrado M. Estrella III, Chairman. Dear Honorable Conrado M. Estrella III, I regret to inform your kind committee that upon advice of our new set of officers, the Freedom from Debt Coalition will not be able to send a resource person on the issue of these bonds and court in due, and in behalf of the coalition.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And in addition to that, may I report also to the committee that yesterday I had a talk with the Secretary General of the Freedom from Debt Coalition. And according to them, that they are no longer interested with the issue at hand with regards to the confirmation of the ad interim appointment of Secretary Dinky Soliman. May we now proceed? Of course, this is just a continuation of the previous hearings. The previous hearing was just suspended, and of course, the appointee shall be testifying on her previous oath. I understand, Mr. Secretary. May we now ask the appointee to briefly, since there are new members of this committee and the commission, may we ask the appointee to briefly introduce herself before the committee and present her prefatory statements. Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the committee, the Commission on Appointment Secretariat, distinguished guest friends, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I would like to thank the honorable members of the Commission on Appointments for this opportunity given to me to submit for your kind consideration my ad interim appointment as Secretary of Social Welfare and Development. I fully recognize your constitutional mandate to scrutinize appointments in line with the mechanism of checks and balances. I have spent all my working life facilitating processes to empower the poor and the oppressed, helping them realize that they have the power to transform their situation and encouraging them to be active citizens, shaping their communities into a just, equitable, and happy place. This is consistent with my belief in people's power as the engine of for social change. It is when they harness their collective will and energies that they are able to rise above their stations in life. This is my vision and my commitment. I am a social development worker, a licensed social worker by profession, and a community organizer by practice. My work in DSWD is in furtherance of my belief that poverty can be fought and that the poor will always be able to rise above their situation, and my task and commitment is to be with them in their struggle, to serve them, and be a catalyst of change by helping people and communities invest in themselves so that they are able to effect the change that they want. The vision of DSWD is to empower the poor so that they can improve the quality of life of their families as well as their communities. In so doing, they effect a development in society as a whole. This is consistent with my beliefs and principles, and I can truly say that I have tried to the best of my ability to bring to life this vision through the different programs that we in DSWD are implementing. We would rather think of our audience as people who have in them the capacity to act on their situation and not merely helpless recipients of government assistance. We have 3 strategic goals for 2016. Raise the status of 2.3 million Pantawid Pamilya families to self-sufficiency, increase the number of National Household Targeting System for poverty reduction identified poor families covered by at least 2 social welfare and development programs from 3.9 million families to 5.2 million families, and increase the number of provinces with the majority of their municipalities and cities having a fully functioning local social welfare and development office. We believe that this can only be achieved through close collaboration with local government units, the agencies of government, the national agencies, the representatives of the people in legislature, and civil society organizations. In all our programs in the department, my colleagues and I have assiduously cultivated a culture of transparency and accountability, believing that we answer to the people and the Republic for the wherewithal to perform our mandate and deliver the goods and services the Filipino people need in order to enable themselves. These are values that make for good governance, and these are the values that guide us. I am guided by my faith in God, belief in the God in people. Kung kaya't ang pagtahak sa tuwid na daan, bagamat maraming hamon, ay pinatutupad at isinasagawa sa isang mahusay, matapat, at magiliw na paglilingkod sa sambayanan. Yan po ang prinsipyong pinaninindigan ko at patuloy po nagagabay sa akin sa paglilingkod sa mamamayan. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. May we now proceed to, there might be some members of the committee who would want to ask some questions, or should there be any inquiries to the majority floor leader?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. From my part, alam po ninyo, isang maleta po yung dala ko dito. Sa dami ng dokumento natin itong araw na ito. Apat na committees po ito, 4 na cabinet members, kung ilan na general, may commissioner sa COMELEC, may commissioner sa OWA, may commissioner sa civil service, at tayo po ay nanungkal ito that we will well and faithfully discharge to the best of our abilities yung duties ng ating kasalukuyang katungkulan. Pero ang hirap po dahil ang kapal-kapal po nito eh. Tataka lang po kasi ako, bakit ang tagal-tagal na yung being government, when were you first appointed, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, for this tour of duty, I was appointed in July when President Aquino took office.
So on the first day of the Aquino government, you were in office. But how many times have you appeared before the commission, Madam Secretary?
Kay Dinky na lang.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, this is the 3rd time. I had 2 committee hearings under the previous Congress, under Chairperson Congressman Villafuerte.
You stated earlier, and I appreciate you for that candor, that you appreciate the role of the Commission on Appointments. How do you understand the appointing power of the President vis-a-vis the Commission on Appointments?
Mr. Chair,
Mga kapuso, ang napapanood niyo po ay live na kuha sa Senado kung saan sumasalang na po sa harap ng Commission on Appointments si DSWD Secretary Dinky Soliman. Sa kanyang opening statement kanina, ipinagmalaki ni Soliman na simula nang umupo siya noong July 2010 nang maging Pangulo si Pangulong Noynoy Aquino ay napababa na nila ang bilang ng mga pamilyang mahihirap dito sa Pilipinas. Ipinagmayabang din ni Soliman na sa ilalim ng kanyang panunungkulan bilang DSWD Secretary ay naipatupad niya ang isang kultura ng transparency sa loob ng DSWD. Ito raw ay alinsunod pa rin sa kanilang prinsipyo na daang matuwid.